Well, of course, the number one education begins with yourself, which I'm sure you're engaged in, and that is Afrocentrically building up the information and knowledge of African culture and of your African self. That's number one, because the greater part of that education is going to come right out of your house. And in terms of the kind of relationship you have with that child. The greater part of the African-centered education is going to come from the atmosphere that you create, both the emotional and social atmosphere that you create with that child, as well as the physical atmosphere that you create in terms of that child. And not so much to preach at them. You don't have to spend a lot of time preaching, but being a part of African people, African events, African culture, and exhibiting it on all the levels you possibly can. And then, and this is, of course, is an ongoing, never-ending process that's going to go on until he's 18, 19, 20. On top of that, then, learning where the African-centered institutions are, or programs, after-school programs, or evening programs, other things like that, and introducing him to those programs. I don't have any material directly at hand. However, I do have lists of African independent schools and African-centered independent schools that if you want to get in touch with me, I can let you know about where they are here in this borough, so that you may want to introduce him there. But also be sure and think of yourself as his most important teacher, you see, and prepare yourself to teach this child, and you can do it. You don't need a formal credentials and all that kind of stuff. You need to immerse yourself in the knowledge of your own culture and into the knowledge of history. And on top of that, build into him through your own work a high level of competence. That means mathematics, reading, and other kinds of real intellectual skills, so that in gaining a sense of competence, he also gains a sense of self-esteem along with his African pride. And with those things, I don't think he should have any problem.